business goals and objectives. As you know, we're doing a series called Building a Business to Become a Turnkey Operation. Last week we had the pleasure of having Donna Miller again, and we were chatting about what's the first thing you should do, which is, what is your primary goal? Why are you building this business? The importance of having a personal lifestyle. What is it that you want your life to be? As you know, I keep saying, you don't live to work, we work to live. So what is the style of life? Without having that, you really don't know if what you're doing is worth it. Think of it as keeping track of, is this business providing the lifestyle you want? After all, that's the most important thing, right? We talked about having quality time with our children. We talked about education, the vacations, the workouts, the activities, the personal activities, and your family's activities. Some of you are single. Some of you are single parents. Some of you have a beautiful, family, and some of you have extended families. So whatever that lifestyle is, that's first. What is the purpose of you building this business for, or your profession? You don't even have to be in business, but you have to have a plan for your life. So let's get into it. As you get older, you have to take off your glasses to read. It's really sad. But anyway, so we started with innovation, quantification, and orchestration, right? So, the E-Myth talks about, how to innovate. What's going to be the style of how you're going to answer your phone? What is the what style of the office? Is it going to be formal? Is it going to be more casual? Is it, what kind of follow-up system you're going to have when a customer comes in? What processes are you going to have in place? And have you quantify that? So let's talk about quantification. Quantification is knowing exactly what is the results you're looking for. So you quantify that the behaviors that you've created for your business is going to give you the results you're looking for. So then you orchestrate that. So once you've tested it, all the ideas that you've had, then you orchestrate, you put it in place in a manual format so that you can train your staff and it's easier to follow. So basically what you're creating is order and predictability. So I know it's hard, it's not that easy, it takes time, and sometimes it's something that you have to build as you're building your business. I remember when I first started, I took care of everyone. I didn't have a target audience specifically. I didn't have who was my A and who's my B, or who's my double A and who's my single A, whatever you want to call it. Who is your target audience took a little bit more time for me because I didn't know who was that ideal client. I didn't have any experience. So don't worry about it if you don't have it before you start. So basically what you want to do is you're going to create a model, step-by-step processes that is going to get you the result you're looking for. Remember, your business is the vehicle that's going to enrich your life. And you don't have to own a business, your profession. But if you don't know what that life looks like, you're never going to get there. The quality of life that you want, the goals that you want, one of the other things was important to me was having a home where my children will be safe, living in a nice neighborhood. That was really important to me. There's a lot of things that I had in mind that, my list is long, but your list will be different and special and important to you, but at least have one. Okay, so going further, so when you build a strategy, it will help you measure what processes are working and which ones are not. When you don't have a standard, you don't know where it's like driving aimlessly, not knowing where to go, not knowing where the end game is. And remember, last week when we talked to Donna, she specified how important it was to have an end in mind. Do you want this business to make X, Y, Z? So money is a topic that most people don't like to talk about. I don't know why, but they don't. It's like taboo or whatever. But the reality is, it takes money to live. We are not in a society where we can live for free. Well, maybe some people, but most of us have to work and make money to provide for our families. And everything costs, from your food, to your car, to your insurances, to your activities, to your education, to your home, to your clothing. Everything has a cost. Even health, right? You're going to the dentist, to the doctor. All of that is important. So what is the vision you have for your business? How big do you want your business to be? So is it a $300,000 a year? Is it a $500,000? Is it $1 million? What is that goal? And you know what? It doesn't matter if you don't know yet if you're going to get there. The important thing is to create a standard of a goal, what you want it to be. And then you work towards it and you build processes to get there. So having a personal goal and a business goal is just as important. You know, there's a saying that a happy wife, a happy home. What my saying is, a happy staff is a productive business. Because the lifestyle that I want for myself, I want my staff to also have for themselves. What do my employees want to do with their own lives? You know, I get excited when an employee of mine is buying a home. It makes me feel good that their income provided enough to buy their home. Or buying a car. I celebrate that with them because it's so exciting to see them also mold your staff, their life. It's not only about you, it's about your team. And so the more efficient that you build your business, the better you are able to produce sales and make more money for the business. Your employees will also benefit because they will make more money, hopefully. That's the kind of boss you are. You share the blessings. So to me, it's not only for my own life, but for my staff as well. And so building a business is not only good for the public because you're giving them the service that they deserve, but it also gives a good environment for your staff so that no one should go to work and feel frustrated. It really shouldn't. Yeah, you have days that you're worried or you're concerned or it's a little bit more stressful, but overall, it shouldn't be an environment that makes them miserable. And if it is, it's time for you to go, my friend. It's time for you to move and find a place. As a matter of fact, Jim Collins says that when you have an employee that is not working, it is the honest thing to do is to let them go so they can, flourish where they belong. So to keep someone that's unhappy, it's not a good thing, neither for them or for yourself or for the organization. So anyway, moving on. You may say, how do I know? How do I know if I can get there? Well, first have the standard, have the goal. Where do you want your business to be at? And how long do you want to keep this business? So the next thing is, the normal thing, the average person that wants to start a business is to build it to sell. And some of us, for our children, my children are not going to run the business. They've all moved on to other things, which I'm very happy for them. I am. I wish that they were in the industry, but they chose not to. It's okay. But Build to Sell, and this is a great book. It's by John Warrillow, Warrilow. We'll write it down. This is a great book because it gives you an idea that whatever you're building has to be attractive to a future buyer. So if you have that in mind, that you want to own your business 10 years or 15 years or 20 years, and you're building an infrastructure that runs on its own. That's the goal, my friend. The business is for the business to run without you so that you can sell it in the future. Reading a book like that gives you an idea of what a buyer is looking at, So pick up that book. That's a great book. So what else? How do I know, for those that don't have a specific passion or specific skill, let's say, that they're looking for. In my case, I was always in the insurance business since I was 16 years old. So I knew that whatever I was going to do was going to be in the insurance industry because that was my passion, that's my knowledge, that's what I know to do, and I love to do it. So let's say you're not in that situation and you're saying, yes, sir, I would love to be in business, but I don't know. So here are two questions that you should ask yourself. Preferably my own question would be, find something that really is endearing to you, something that you enjoy doing. Because if you don't, it's a lot of work, my friend. Running a business is not easy. And so putting these pieces together is not easy. It takes time. I mean, I spend Monday just writing things down of ideas of what I'm doing on my second business. So, it's not something that you can just kind of wing it. It's not going to work and doing a job, although many business owners run it that way. It's actually building an infrastructure and processes in place so that it's worth it. So do something that you enjoy. But the experts, like Michael Gerber says, he says, ask yourself two questions. Is this business going to sustain the lifestyle you set out for yourself? See, we're back to what is your primary goal for your own life, right? So is it going to sustain? Do you know what your lifestyle costs? Do you have an idea of what it costs today? And if you have children, my friend, triple it per child. Because between education and activities, it gets very expensive. So, and does the business alleviate the needs of many? See, there are three categories. There are the need, there's the want, and there's the desire. So you have to know which category you're going to get into. Insurance should not be a need, because need is food and shelter and all that stuff, but it is because it's mandatory and you need to cover yourself and protect your assets. So insurance is more of a need than a want. So maybe a want might be a car, because you could take a bus or a train, right? So a regular car, a Toyota, a Honda, a normal everyday car. And then a desire might be that Lamborghini, that Bentley. Oh my God, a Bentley. Could you imagine? I love that. So that's a desire. A want, a need is going food shopping. You need to buy food. And a want might be going to a restaurant. A desire is going to an exclusive restaurant. So you get what I mean? What type of business do you want to get into? It has to meet one of those categories: need, want, or desire. And based on that, then what am I creating? What type of business am I creating? Who will be my customer? Well, back to that. And when we did the business plan series, we talked about that, the target audience. So who is your client? Sorry, I lost my notes here. My apologies. Okay. So it will also tell you what you have to sell. So let's say you are in the construction business, right? If you're in the construction business, what you're looking for is mainly homeowners and commercial property owners, because that's really who's going to need your services, right? It's not a want. Unless you have a beautiful home and you want to expand it, it becomes a want. But construction is more of a need today, because it's something that people need all the time, repairing here, expanding there, painting there, remodeling, etc. Landscaping. Yeah, maybe it's not a need, a basic need, but it's nice to have a landscaper so you can have the weekends to yourself and your family, which they deserve. You work all week, for God's sake, give them the weekends. Hire a landscaper. So anyway, going forward with this, I hope that you are following and you understand. If you have any questions, please feel free to type it in. What kind of business am I in? So that's another one, right? We know who are our clients, but what kind of business am I in? And this is a good one, because normally when I say what kind of business I am, I always say I'm in the insurance business. But really, that's the commodity. That's the product I'm selling. But the reality is, what is my product? My product is peace of mind, having a plan for the unknown. We all know something's going to happen eventually, right? Whether it's an auto accident, a fire, a storm, a flood, something always happens. And you have to have a plan so that you know that when things happen, you don't have to worry about it. So I sell peace of mind. What are you selling? Because when you know what you're selling, what the customer is feeling when they walk out of your business, whether I like massages and getting facials, right? And what are they really selling? They're selling to me, hope that I look better, that I feel. They also make me feel good, getting my nails done and hair done and all that girly stuff. I love all that. Why? They're not really selling me the nail polish or the hair getting done. They're really selling me that feel good. I'll give you an example that Michael Gerber says. He says that Revlon, in their manufacturing factory, they manufacture cosmetics, but in their store they sell hope. How fabulous, right? And when you know to identify what your product is and the feeling you're giving your customer, it's important. I also sell trust. Trust to know that when you have a problem, you know that the insurance companies will be there, because I'm going to make sure that you bought the right thing. So how about Chanel? So he uses Chanel as an example as well, and he says that the commercials sell fantasy, right? This handsome man with this beautiful woman, they're walking towards each other, and as she gets closer, he whispers in her ear, she tilts her head back, she lifts her leg up, she kicks up, and it's a fantasy. There's nothing on the commercial, just that. It's just a fantasy. I'm going to go buy lots of Chanel. Anyway, just kidding. But anyway, so know what you're selling. Yes, your product may be the cleaning. Maybe you clean people's homes or warehouses, or maybe you are a mechanic, or maybe you are in this, beauty industry. Maybe you sell medicine. But what are you really selling? You're selling hope. You're selling love. You're selling power. You're selling order. What are you selling? Make sure you know that, because once you know that feeling you're giving your customers, you can market that way. You can reword your advertisement to sound, to bring out that feeling so that the customer remembers why they want to do business with you. So, moving on. So who is my customer? So demographics is the science of the marketplace reality. So we know what the age is, the income, marital status, right? Education, profession, that's demographic. But the psychographics is the science of perceived marketplace reality. So that's where people buy what they feel you are providing for them. So when you're building your business, think of that. What am I going to make my customers feel as they walk into your business? You know, is it going to be warm? Is it going to smell? It's going to have a lot of aroma. Is it going to be very formal and very, professional and not so warm and friendly and fuzzy? Whatever it is, it's all good, but at least be aware of it and keep it the same. It's terrible to go to a business and they offer you coffee first time you go, and then when you go next time, there's no coffee. There's no more coffee. It's not clean. It smells. Everybody's rude. Keep that structure the same way. Make sure that you are always being consistent and that the client's expectations are always met. That is crucial. Now, are you going to get it 100% all the time? No, but at least try to get it, close to 100. Not lower than 50. Not less than 50. So is this business worth pursuing, right? So how many selling opportunities do you have? That's another question you want to ask when you're thinking of opening a business that you're not sure yet. What is the potential of sales? And how successful can you satisfy the emotional and perceived need of the customer? So I don't know to do anything else but insurance and bookkeeping. That's all I know how to do. I love the beauty industry. I'm really attracted to the beauty industry. I love consulting. I love writing. All of that. You have to find what really wakes up inside of you, and how many people are just as excited about what you're going to do and need or want and will continue to come to you. Remember that. So the standards are, how long do you create these processes? How long does it take for you to build this? Are you going to be a local business? Are you going to be a regional, national, international? Are you going to be retail or wholesale or both or online? Because that's a new thing, right? And what are the reports you're going to maintain for your business? The cleanliness, the clothing, the management, the hiring, the firing, the training. What are going to be the steps that are important for you to follow? That is basically what strategic objectives are. What's going to be your plan for your business? What you're going to monitor? What are you going to pursue? What's important to you? What you're going to look like, sound like? This is important. Anyway, my name is Esther Tanez. I am excited to be with you again. I'll see you next Tuesday. We'll continue talking about the next one, which is organizational. Fantastic. I love it. Have a fantastic day.